Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pitch and Paddock Pod. This is our YouTube channel. Hope everyone had a great week since last week. Today, we're going to be covering week 2 in the MLS. Had a really good opportunity this week to travel to Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego this past Saturday to watch MLS's newest club, San Diego FC, as they took on St. Louis City in their first ever home match. Let me just say it was a great atmosphere. Unfortunately, overshadowed by the homophobic slurs at the end. That's really unfortunate because the crowd was really otherwise really friendly and welcoming. Everybody was just so happy to, there was just this vibe there of like, hey, MLS is finally here in our city. And everybody was just really excited to talk soccer and to engage with us. I was wearing city gear while I was there, but everybody was just super happy to be a part of MLS. So really happy for the folks over there. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere overall, as we normally see in Southern California. It's a very passionate soccer region in general. They love the game, and just the vibes were just off the charts. As for the game itself, different look for City this year, going with four backs. It was pretty obvious from the onset their plan was just to settle into that low block and just look for opportunities to counter. It was definitely a different approach to week one. They conceded nearly 70% of the possession to San Diego. But honestly, it really wasn't a bad game plan, just knowing that San Diego was going to be coming out really hot with loads of energy and a lot of extra motivation to put up some goals in front of that home crowd. So it really should be encouraging, I think, for City fans to know that they have that in their arsenal, that shutdown defensive scheme. But it really shouldn't be surprising given Olaf Melberg's pedigree. He was an elite shutdown center back in his playing days. So pretty cool to see St. Louis with that play style. San Diego, I thought, looked really good. Great job of dictating the tempo. Seemed to have momentum for like 90% of the game. They just couldn't get past that line of City defense. Big credit to Kessler and Hebert. I think they did just enough to keep the ball clear of Berkey, especially Kessler, who I thought he had a breakout game. But obviously, offensively, St. Louis, they seemed really slow and flat-footed in that final third. They just seemed to step behind San Diego all night, racking the plays or getting to 50-50 balls. San Diego just, it was a really tough assignment, I think, for any team to go in there and try to dictate the pace against San Diego. San Diego had 16 shots. Only one of them got on goal. I think it had a lot to do with City's defense, even though I think it was Luca Del Torre at the end of the game when he was doing his post game said it was all San Diego. Didn't want to give any credit to St. Louis, but I respect that as a player looking to just get better. But I thought they looked really good, really direct. They got a lot of I think some pretty good offensive weapons. I think that's going to be pretty tough in the Western Conference, but like if they just keep up this play style and they get better as the year goes, and I think they got a shot of making the playoffs. Right? It's a tough Western Conference, but they have some tools, and I'm hearing of De Bruyne possibly coming this summer. I don't know how real that is, but if they did that, it'd be pretty impressive. Also, Chucky went down. Chucky Lozano. I don't know how serious it is as of the time that I'm recording this, but hopefully it's not too bad. Anytime you see somebody go down with a non-contact injury, you kind of hope for the best, but we'll see. Haven't seen any news yet on how severe it is. Hopefully for him and for San Diego, he is back sooner than later. On to other games around the league. I got to watch Nashville play the Red Bulls just before I left for Snapdragon Stadium. One thing we're good at Nashville is losing to the Red Bulls. I don't think we've ever beat them, and this was no different. 2-0. Another shutout, 2 goals, 0 games. Not very fun to watch offensively, maybe for some, but a little encouraging that it's not just the low block like we've had in years past. So they do seem to at least have an identity on offense and are going to try and hopefully actually put some goals in this year. It's a little hard to watch out of the gate, and this one was really no different. So like, I don't know. As a matter of fact, the last 5 goals that we've played against the Red Bulls, we haven't scored a goal. It just keeps shutting us out, and I don't know what's going on there. But really, a game of 2 halves here. I thought the first half they looked really sloppy. They ran the same starting 11 back that they did from week 1 with Cochran and Wyatt Meyer getting the start in midfield. I know that's not going to be our ideal starting lineup. It's what we got, with the injuries that we have right now. So I don't want to just focus on that because I thought those two youngsters did pretty well. Even though it was probably a little sloppy midfield play that led to that first turnover, and at midfield, Red Bull went real direct, missed clearance from Walker. And they got the shot off the post. A little bit of ball watching from Jack Mayer seems to happen a lot, but that rebound was way too easy for the Red Bulls to put in. And then Forsberg's banger a little bit later was, I don't know, just quality. He got the ball at the top of the box. I thought Nahar did a good job to close down that space, but you just give a guy like that just a little bit of space, and I mean he just put a curve into the far side side netting. I don't know what really more you can do with that. Willis dove outstretched pretty well, just got over his hand. But honestly, that's just one you gotta tip your cap to that one. We know he's Emil Forsberg's a special player, and he showed it there. So is what it is. But I thought Nashville looked a lot better in the second half, especially after Yazbek and Ahmed Kasim came in. They seemed to dictate play a lot much, more better in the second half. Kasim looks like he's got a lot of potential attacking upside. I'm really impressed with him. I think a lot of folks that are watching him are impressed with him. Had another goal wiped off due to offside, but really solid job from that Red Bull backline. They trapped Kasim pretty well, and he was a whole body length offside. So I think as the season goes on, Nashville will get that timing down a little bit better. But it is still early. I mean, he's got maybe a total of 30 minutes of on-field time for this club. So who knows? Who knows what we'll see. Got to think they'll get better, though. In the end, though, 1 point, 0 goals after 2 matches. It's a concern. I try to be optimistic and, think, hey, it's a long year. We got plenty of soccer ahead of us. But I just feel like, it's been about 2 years of this, as a Nashville fan of like, oh, it's coming and we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. And it's really hard to dig out of a hole in the MLS. So hopefully we get it turned around this week with Portland coming into Nashville. So I don't know. Hani looks like his days as an elite attacking piece maybe past him. I don't know. Maybe it's too early to say that. But he looks like a shell of his former self. I don't know if we're ever going to get that DP level attacking form. It stinks because I know his contract. I think we got another 2 years locked in on that high contract, or we can't get another DP. So unless we buy him down with some TAM, which I don't think he's going to be too keen on taking, I think we might be stuck for a little bit with him in this form. So hopefully he turns it around, at least gives us, if not back to MVP, status, at least gets us to, a pretty formidable offensive piece. And I think he's got that in him for sure. On to the rest of the league, just a few other games that I happen to watch parts of or read up on. Charlotte and Atlanta, it's one being in Nashville, being in the Eastern Conference, I was pretty invested in. Really good result for Charlotte against their rivals, getting after stealing a point in Seattle, I think we can all say they stole that one. To get this win against a pretty tough Atlanta team at home was pretty good. Good to see Wilfred Zaha make an instant impact, scoring a goal, and he had another contribution. I don't think he got the assist for it, but it was definitely his run of play into the box that set it up. But all in all, they should be pretty happy in the Carolinas at 4 points and 2 weeks, thinking, especially considering the opponents that they had to play against. I wouldn't be too worried if I was an Atlanta fan. However, they still look stacked. That was going to be a tough ask to go into Charlotte and get points there. But I don't know. I'm still got high expectations for Atlanta. So we'll see. Philly and Cincy. Philly looking really good out of the gate. Ty Baribo with a hat trick. He scored a brace in the opener. Like, that's insane. 5 goals in 2 games. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't know too much about him coming into the season, but I think everybody's starting to pay attention now. And then they got the new that record-breaking signer that they just got, Bruno Damiani. He got a goal in his debut. He came in late and put in a really nice ball in from across it in second half stoppage time. So just Philly in general, like they just really seem to be on the front foot that whole game. Very downhill, very direct, high energy team. They made Cincinnati's defense look pretty amateur last night. And I know they're not, like, I know Cincinnati has a good defense. I'm not worried. I don't think anybody thinks that that's the weak spot on their team. But boy, they just looked out of sorts against Philly's offense. So, I mean, if they can do that to Cincy, who knows what they can do to the rest of the league. I know, I don't know how many pundits really had Philly doing well this year, but if they hadn't, or initially, I think they're starting to reassess and look at them. 6 points and 8 goals in 2 games. I don't know. I think Carnell and company are going to be pretty happy with that. And yeah, I think Philly fans, they should be pretty excited about this year. Looks really good. Especially coming from City and Nashville, who's got 0 goals in the first 2 games. Seeing anybody score goals to me is like, wow, that's so great. I wish we had that. San Jose, another win too. 2-1 over SKC. Get another 3 points. So, they're sitting on 6-2 after 2 games. Going into, I don't know if it's a really tough environment at SKC, but, it's still a road win in the MLS, especially after the last, few years for San Jose. This is really good. I know they always play SKC tough. It's a pretty even series in general, but I mean, really got to be happy with that, especially after they went down a man like in the 52nd minute. After they had a 2-1 lead and they just defended it. I don't even think SKC threatened much, even with the man advantage in the last 40 whatever minutes of that game. So really good job, San Jose. Chicho with another goal. Yeah, man, I'm really excited to see what they're going to be this year. But anyway, that's all we have for Pitch and Paddock this week. Hope you all enjoyed week 2 of MLS. I know I did, and I can't wait for week 3. There was some good Formula One testing last week, too, that I haven't been able to catch up on, but excited to go in there and see what the results of all that is, too. But until next week, I'll sign off and say just be kind and be safe, and that's it. See you week 3.